Hello and welcome to KLV Crochet's YouTube channel. Today we're going to show you how to do a scrunchie. So first things first, you're going to need a hair tie. Always pre-stretch your hair tie. I will be using a purple one today because my first couple pink ones busted. And I will be using a 4.5mm hook. It is a clover hook. And you need some yarn. I'm going to use some Juicy Couture in Soft Glow because I like the texture and I like the way the scrunchies look. My scrunchies are just 2 rows. First we're going to tie just a regular knot. We're just attaching the yarn to the scrunchie. The ideal scrunchie we have will look something like this. Don't mind the ends, I haven't sewn them in yet, but nice and fluffy, cute. Step 1, we are going to take our hook, we're going to insert it into the hair tie, yarn over, pull up a loop, then we're going to yarn over, pull it through. What that does is just get us our loop, our starting loop, so that we are able to then single crochet all the way around. And that's what we're going to start. We're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to insert our hook into the hair tie, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. I'll show that to you again. We're going to take our hook, insert it in, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, pull it through. And we're going to do that all the way around. Once you feel like you're running out of space is when we're going to scrunch it all down. What's a scrunchie without a little scrunch, you know? Like this. Just going to push it. There is no exact number for your scrunchies because it's going to be different almost every time. And I just fold it so that it will look like little ruffles. You're going to keep going with single crochets all the way around. Scrunch it again. So the reason why we scrunch it is so that when you stretch the scrunchie, you really don't see the band. Like the regular elastic hair tie. I usually like to match my hair ties though to the color that I'm doing. I was going to use these. I have this really pretty purple in Bernat velvet. So I'm going to use these bands because I think they're beautiful. Some of my best selling scrunchies are going to be like the neutral, more neutral tones, or this glitter ones. Reminds me of that TikTok sound of needs more glitter. Just taking a look here to make sure my stitches are even. So far they're looking pretty good. We're about 75% of the way done. Hopefully. You're going to want this thing to be packed. But you also don't want to stretch the scrunchie so far to where the inside of your scrunchie is huge. we're just gonna fold it. We want it to still be soft and silky. The reason I like making the scrunchies with the soft yarn instead of the acrylic yarn is because the soft yarn doesn't leave a little bump in my hair or a dent. Anybody who wears a hair tie or a regular elastic for all day, every day, will understand when I say dent in the hair. And then brushing it out feels like it takes forever. And I have long hair. It's down to my butt at this point, but keeping it down with a small child is very difficult. Oop. Like that should be pretty good. I'm going to add just a couple more for good measure. And then we're going to find the first one, which is right here. We're going to stick our hook in, yarn over, pull up. So we have 2 loops. We're going to take this first loop and pass it through the second, which creates a slip stitch. So we're just slip stitching it back to the beginning. I like to do stacked double crochet here. A lot of people will tell you to chain 2 and then you can put 2 double crochets. The chain 2 won't count. I like to do a stacked double. So what you're going to do for that is you're going to stick your hook in the stitch and yarn over, pull up a loop. Oop. Essentially we're making another single. Oop. I'm losing it. Okay. We're making a single crochet first, like a regular single crochet, and then we're going to find the first little loop. So we're going to stick our hook in right here, yarn over, and pull up another loop. Yarn over, pull through, finish like a single crochet. And then we're going to do a double crochet in that same stitch. So we're going to yarn over. Before we stick it in, we're going to yarn over, stick it in, yarn over again. So we now have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And now we have 2 in 1 stitch. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in every other stitch around here. So we're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're putting it in the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. And we are going to do that for the rest of the scrunchie. Usually I can get about 4 scrunchies out of 1 Juicy Couture skein, but when I use a 5mm hook, I usually get about 3, and then I have a good chunk of yarn, but not enough for a full scrunchie. That's how we get mystery scrunchies. So yarn over. You can see this is a pretty fast project. It's not going to take you an hour unless you have a lot of distractions. I fully understand the distraction part. Yep. Uh-oh. You can hear my little distraction in the background. Perfect. See how it's starting to fold on itself here? You can see the patterns happening. The fold in the first round is really coming through. It's starting to look beautiful. Just so you guys know, I do have an Instagram account as well at KLVCrochet. It's where I usually post my finished stuff. I also have an Etsy. Right now it is, I'm pretty sure, just amigurumi, which are the little stuffed animals. They have beaded, not beaded, they have, what are they called? Eyes. They have actual amigurumi eyes, so they're not all of them are baby friendly. Some of them, like my smaller ones, have embroidered eyes, and they're made with baby yarn. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Halfway there. It does eat up a lot of yarn, scrunchies do, but it's so worth it when you get the final scrunchie and you wear that all day. It's like, ugh, you take it down, your hair falls like it's supposed to, there's no dent. Brush your hair out, then take a shower. Always. Oop. Okay. See, lots of little distractions. And then with practice and no camera in my face, I can usually finish these in about 15 minutes with no distractions, no camera. Like sitting in a car. They're really good car projects. They are really good. I've got about 15 minutes to sit here and wait before I have to go somewhere. They're good. Oh, well, I've died in my video game and I am bored. I have to wait to respawn. And you just start one, and then by the end of the game, with how I play, which is dying all the time in game, you'll have a whole scrunchie or 2 or 3. That's how it feels. Do be sure to comment down below and see what tutorials I should do next in regards to, like, oh, well, let's do a blanket, or that way I can come up with a pattern for it and we can use that and go from there. Looky there. I always like to add one extra one back into that first. It just feels more connected that way. And then I will find the top of that stacked double, which is right here. Pull up a loop, so you have 2 loops. Take the first one, pull through the second, and then we have to cut our yarn. You take this is the fun part, you go whoosh. Love that feeling. Tighten it down. You can go through and play with the little folds of it. You will need a sewing, like a thread needle, I guess, to thread it through. I'm not going to do that on camera though, because I will procrastinate that until I need not to. Sewing ends in is some of my worst, the worst things. I don't enjoy it. But you want to sew these ends in. You don't want to just tie them off because you don't want a little piece that just falls. I have had it happen before. When I first started, I was like, I don't want to tie an end, so I just folded this down, like pushed it through here so it was on the other side, tied it, and then cut it, and then I just ended up with a little end that would just stay in my hair. My mom would make fun. Not make fun, but she'd make joke about it. But here it is. Do the wrist test. I don't have nails on, but beautiful. Hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what we should do next.